Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking on your Friday night? Hope it's going well for you and you got a lot of cool stuff planned. And yeah. Tonight I'm going to tell you about lifesavers, not the things you throw off the side of a boat. Well, you could throw them off the side of the boat, but really the candy is behind me here. It's more interesting than you think, but maybe not as interesting as it should be to have a whole show. Say if you could share, like, subscribe, do all that other stuff, man, that really helps us in the almighty algorithm. The almighty algorithm. Yes, it helps us in the almighty algorithm. Hey, I signed on to StreamYard today and immediately said, we're having a problem recognizing Facebook profiles, but we're looking into it. And I'm like, yeah, well, why am I paying for this? Every day it's something else with you guys. The lovely and talented SG fanboy is doing some things with his family, but he did drop in the pre-show and make a super generous $20 donation. And wow, that is just fabulous. You can do that sort of thing if you want to. You can do the other things in the crawl at the bottom, but please turn on your gifted memberships. YouTube.com/@TomGollyShow/allow_gifts, and maybe, just maybe, you will be gifted a free membership. Yeah. Jenny G saying hi to Aku. This, is, of course, is the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Toby McGroby says, made it. Yes, made it. Sunday Jenna, who has changed her first name from the day to the confectionery dessert treat. And she says, oh, hey, Tom Gully. Oh, hey, Sunday Jenna. Dang Lizard says, let's see if candy is a lifesaver for this show. It may be. I don't know. This show could use a lifesaver. This week has been a very down week in viewership for the Tom Gully Show. Sunday Jenna says, Sunday stole my membership. Why? That bitch. People saying hi to each other. They do that around here all the time. Now, SG Fanboy is not with us. He's not present. But he is here with us in spirit. He sent me a message today that said, I forgot one of the Avengers. And so I give you Gully Widow. There you go. Here's to you. That's funny. Terry Nee, a fabulous gentleman. In his own right, he has just done the amazing. He has gifted 5 the Tom Gully Show memberships. He's also circled the well-endowed stick man on his avatar, which was very nice. I think I had seen that before. I was wondering, is that the one he's talking about, or is it me? Just kidding. But Terry Nee, thank you so much. That's extremely kind of you, and hopefully some folks have turned on their free memberships. Sunday Jennifer perhaps should turn on her free membership, and Dang Lizard, I see they're not membered up, so maybe. Diana O'Brien is membered up now. Terry Nee is spreading the wealth. The Reverend Wild Bill says, good evening, everyone. Actually, he says, good evening, everyone. Diane O'Brien is laughing. Good. Always good. Laughter's good. Always good. We like the laughter. That's always good. I'm glad this week's over. I'm really glad. I was debating when to mention this, so I'm going to just mention it now since it's at the top of my mind and I'm not real thrilled at the moment. Jenny G. Gosh, thank you so much. Jenny G with a super generous, Jenny Generous, $10 super sticker. Super sticker. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you. was extremely nice of you. I will no longer be working at the big fancy radio station. Now, the big fancy radio station isn't as fancy as it thinks it is because it just laid off a bunch of people this week. Now, I wasn't one of those people. But the big fancy, by the way, yeah, I think Scarlett Johansson makes a better Black Widow than me. So I'm supposed to work this weekend and next weekend. I'm telling you right now, I'll go ahead and do this week. I don't think I'm doing next weekend. Because there's another thing coming up I'll tell you about later on, but I don't think I'm doing that. Had enough of the big fancy radio station. More than enough. So I'll just send them a note on Monday. Say, yeah, it's been, let's see. So this is your last weekend on radio. You know, Toby, now that you put it that way, yeah, pretty much. I think so. I think I'm probably going to be done with regular broadcasting after this weekend. I mean, unless somebody has me on. I mean, there's various sports shows that have me on talk about soccer. Yeah, it might be. It just might be. And that's okay. That's fine. I'd rather do this, and I'd rather put more energy and attention into this. And, yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be time to hang up the old news anchor vocal cords. Dino Bryan says, thank you so much, Terry Nee. Reverend Wild Bill says it's been real and it's been fun, but I can't say it's been real fun. Yeah. Ronald Bateman says, now is a better time than ever to expand the Gullyverse. It really is. And, you know, when people treat you a certain way, there just comes a time when it's not worth it. And it's not worth it. It's really not worth it this weekend. I've got a million things I could be and should be doing, and I'm doing that instead. And what's anybody doing for me? And oh, by the way, it's not a very lucrative endeavor. It's okay, but I mean. So yeah, I think it's about time. I think it's time. Reverend Wild Bill says, Gullyverse. You like that, do you? The Gullyverse. Peace of mind is priceless, says Ronald Bateman. Now, Ronald, I don't know what I did with your Facebook contact information, but I don't have it anymore. I looked around for it. I had a question I was going to ask you. We should listen this weekend. Well, apparently I'll be on 7 to 9 tomorrow a.m. So, and the next day I'm on a big network, and there's really no way to tell, and no good way to listen, and that's radio for you. Reverend Wild Bill says, Gullerinos assemble. Hey, Rev, will you be available after the show? I have a question I need to ask you. I can ask you the question. You're a person I should ask a question. Or maybe not. I don't know. Wild Bill, people saying hi. Yeah, people saying hi. We got a lot of people saying hi. Dino Bryan says, although I'm not quite sure what the membership entails, Terry Nee, please clue me up. Well, the membership right now just means you're a member. I suppose I could do members-only shows, but typically I would do something like that on a weekend, and I can't do it on the weekend because I'm 8 hours on the air doing something I'm just don't want to do anymore. Grandma Bill says, yes, sir. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm in a place. Aku says, will the last song of your shift be 16 tons or take this job and shove it? Aku, I'm a news anchor. We won't play songs. Rev says, you can ask me anything, but, be careful what you ask. I got you. The Reverend Wild Bill says, lol. Amanda O'Hagan. Well, hello, Amanda O'Hagan. Thanks, Terry Nee, for the membership. Terry Nee is, just a benevolent, generous fella. Let me see here. I think you're getting the Marconi Award on the 30th. No, I don't think so. Man, yeah. It's interesting to me the people that have destroyed radio are in charge of radio. Aku says if you're in the building, you can have a last song. No. Aku, no. That's not, no. That's really, there's no last songs. Let me see here. I better open my thing and get to this. This is one of those days where I was like, do I really want to do a show? I'm kind of a downer. Do I really want to do that? All right. You guys know about Lifesavers, don't you? Lifesavers, the delicious candy treat. That, Lifesavers. Remember the old days when they had the wax paper around them and then the foil around that? Well, this is the foil and the wax paper there. I'll put that back up in a second. This is like an ad from 1917. You know, that's an old candy there. But Lifesavers was created in 1912. So Lifesavers is like 112 years old. And it was created by Clarence Crane, a candy maker from Garrettsville, Ohio. And by the way, he's the father of famed poet Hart Crane, best known for his long poem, The Bridge. And he was a highly stylized modern poet. But anyway, you know, daddy's a candy tycoon, I guess you become a poet. Clarence switched from the maple sugar business to chocolates in 1911, but he found that they sold poorly in the summer because of, you know, the fact that air conditioning really didn't exist, and those things melted. So he saw a machine that pharmacies use to make pills that were round and wafer-shaped, and he thought, I can use one of those to make mints. And at the time, they were square because they were pressed into sheets and then sliced into squares. But the machine could also punch a hole in the center. And so Mr. Clarence Crane named the candy after its life preserver shape, Lifesavers. In 1913, Crane sold the formula for his Lifesavers candy to Edward Noble of Governor, New York, for $2,900. And Noble started his own candy company and began producing and selling the mints known as Peppermint Lifesavers. He also began to package the mints into rolls of them, like, well, I'll just go ahead and show the rolls. I couldn't get many pictures of Lifesavers for some reason. He sold them in rolls, and he wrapped them in tinfoil to keep them from going stale. Now, this process was done by hand until 1919, when machinery was developed by his brother to streamline the process. So Robert was a Purdue University educated engineer, and he took his younger brother's entrepreneurial vision and designed and built the manufacturing facilities needed to expand the company. And the primary manufacturing plant for Lifesavers was located in Port Chester, New York. A local landmark was the Lifesavers factory. Robert, who was the brother of the guy that owned the company, led the company as its chief executive officer and primary shareholder for more than 40 years until he sold the company in the late 1950s. Now, by 1919, 6 other flavors Wint O green. See, they had the O as a big motif because it was shaped like an O. Wint O green, clove, lick O rish, sin O men, violet, and chalk O let. And those flavors have been developed, and these remain standard until the 1920s. In 1920, a new flavor called malto milk was introduced, And it was so bad that they got rid of it almost immediately. In 1925, the tin foil was replaced by aluminum foil. And Noble promoted the candy at the cash registers of saloons, cigar stores, drugstores, barber shops, and restaurants. He had the candy placed with the 5-cent price near the cash register. And this is all kind of interesting to me because my grandmother always had lifesavers. And I remember that you used to be able to get like the peppermint ones in a roll. You could get cherry in a roll, but then they had an assorted fruit flavor one that she always had. And I loved the fruit flavor ones. Loved them. Those other ones didn't care for too much, but the other fruit flavor ones I like. Anyway, in 1921, the company began to produce solid fruit drops. And so in 1925, technology improved to allow a hole in the center of the fruit candies. And these were introduced as the fruit drop with the hole. And they came in orange, lemon, and lime, each of which were packaged with their own separate rolls. In contrast to the opaque white mints, these new candies were crystal-like in appearance. And those are the ones that I sort of remember. These new flavors quickly became popular with the public. 4 new flavors were quickly introduced. Anise. You guys know what a niece is, right? Not a nephew, but a niece. It's A-N-I-S-E. It's not that great of a flavor. Butter rum, cola, and root beer, which were made in the clear fruit drop style. Other than butter rum, which remains in the brand's lineup of flavors, these didn't go over as well as the original fruit drops. So in 1931, Lifesavers, cough drop was introduced with menthol, but it sucked and didn't do well. Also in 1931, rolls of pineapple and cherry fruit drops were introduced. And I remember the pineapple ones were pretty good, but those cherry ones, whoa, those were good. As the public response proved positive for those, a new variety of mint called Cristo mint, made in the same crystal-like style, was introduced in 1932. In 1935, the classic 5-flavor rolls were introduced, and that's what you see on the screen right now, offering pineapple, lime, orange, cherry, and lemon. That's what I remember in each roll. This flavor lineup was unchanged for nearly 70 years until 2003, when 3 of the flavors were replaced in the United States, making the rolls pineapple, cherry, raspberry, watermelon, and blackberry. However, blackberry was dropped and orange was brought back. The original 5-flavor lineup is still sold in Canada. In the late 30s and early 40s, 4 new mint flavors were introduced: Mola's O Mint, Spear O Mint, Choco Mint, and Sticko Pep. Whatever, give me the fruit ones. During the Second World War, other candy manufacturers donated their sugar rations to keep lifesavers in production so that the little candies could be shared with armed forces as little reminders of home. Soon after the war ended, the manufacturing license was withdrawn. In 1947, UK's Rowntrees, which had formerly been licensed to make lifesavers, started to manufacture a similar product called the Polo Mint. Diana, is that accurate? In 1981, Nabisco Brands acquired lifesavers from the E.R. Squibb Corporation. A number of early mint flavors, including Clove and Violet and Licorice and Cinnamon, were discontinued due to poor sales. Nabisco introduced a new cinnamon flavor, hot cinnamon, as one of the clear candies. This replaced white mint flavor Cinnamon, which had been recently discontinued. Other original mint flavors were also retired. A number of other flavors were also quickly discontinued after Nabisco took over in order to make the business more profitable. In 2004, the U.S. Lifesavers business was acquired by Wrigley's, the gum manufacturer. Wrigley's introduced 2 mint flavors, orange mint and sweet mint, and they also revived Wintergreen, and they were produced in Holland, Michigan until 2002 when it was moved to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, to significantly lower sugar prices in the new location. The company's headquarters in Port Chester, New York, where Lifesavers were made from 1920 until 1984, was distinctive. Although it's been converted into apartments, it still retains some Lifesavers signage. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1985. The rights to the Lifesavers brand in Australia and New Zealand were sold by Nestle to Darrell Lee in 2018. As a result of that sale, production was shifted from New Zealand to Australia. So in 1912, it was created. In 1913, the other guy bought it and renamed it. 1921, fruit flavors came along. 1925, they put the hole in the center. 1927, cherry is introduced. 1935, the original 5-flavor roll of Lifesavers debuted. In 1956, Lifesavers merged with Beechnut, gum company. Beechnut Lifesavers merged with Squibb in 1968. 1981, Nabisco bought it. 1987, Canadian Lifesavers was acquired by Hershey of Canada. 1992, Lifesavers Gummies launched in 3 varieties, grape, 5-flavor, and mixed berry. 1996, Canadian Lifesavers business was acquired by Beta Brands Limited. 2000, Kraft bought Nabisco, so Kraft acquired all that business. And Wrigley's bought it in 2004. In 2008, Mars, the candy company, bought Wrigley. And there you are. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the very short, sweet history of the 112-year-old candy that we have come to know as Lifesavers. Lifesavers. So there you go. Let's see what's going on here. Grease a palm or two and you can, Tom. Aku, I don't want to. I just want to be gone. I don't need a song. I got my own songs. Sorry, I'm grouchy today. I'm not in a good place. All this having to work the weekend. If you tell a place that you just want to be done, it's like, I've had it, I want out of here. How many places go, well, why don't you stay another 2 weeks? In today's world, they all universally go, well, see ya. And it's an at-will state. It's not like I've got a contract or owe anybody anything. Reverend Wild Bill says, my favorite was the pineapple. Pineapple was pretty darn good, I will say. So was orange. Jenny G says, I'm going to be craving them all right now. I hear you. Aku says, wait, what do they have now? I used to get the assortment box in my Christmas stocking as a kid. I likely been 20 years since I last saw a box. I just told you what they have now. I can't remember. Terry Nee says, when I was in 5th grade, I went to 7-Eleven and bought my siblings Lifesavers variety books on Christmas Eve. Yeah, they used to have those books for Christmas that had rolls in them. Is that what you're talking about? Those were awesome. Diana says, looks like our fruit-flavored polos. I don't even know if we can still get them. Yeah, somebody else produced them in the UK and renamed them polos. Reverend Wild Bill says, Aku, they still have the assorted packs in the container that looks and opens like a book. I see them out for Christmas. Aku, they're different in Canada. Canada, I think, still has the original lineup. But I just went over it, and I'm not going to go over it again. SG Fanboy says, hello from a very terrible school play. Hey, let's all, we've already shown it once, but let's give SG Fanboy a round of applause for this latest creation and for his extremely generous donation. I'll just remind people of it here. There we go. Now you've been reminded. It's very generous, as SG Fanboy frequently is. I got a kick out of his line yesterday, about other people picking up the slack. Sorry about the school play, by the way. Reverend says, can't go anywhere in New York unless you start from the Lifesaver factory. Jared's here. He says, happy to be here. Hey, Jared, that was a pretty giant train wreck yesterday. Also, Jared, I can tell you, all those people were saying, yeah, come in the Discord. I'm no longer on that Discord, thanks to the guy that muted me. I left it completely. I have no access to that Discord, so I couldn't come in there if I wanted to. And if that dude's still around, I ain't ever coming back. That's just... He didn't like his own words being used against him. I'm good at that. And that's what that was about. So, that's the name of that tune. Jenny G said, I did come back later and watch the show, though, because I do like the show. Jenny G says, hey, SG fanboy, sorry to hear it, but glad you could make it work. Yes, SG, thank you. Thank you. People saying hi to SG. Ever try that Italian liqueur, anise? No, I don't drink. SG fanboy says, Jenny G, I can't hear anything. Should have brought my earbuds. It's okay. Aku Mugen says, same here. The butterscotch and mint flavors would sit in the Xmas, in the Christmas Lifesavers book all year. Yeah, there were those flavors that you just never touched. Anise tastes of black licorice. It's a big ingredient in Jaeger. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Reverend Wild Bill says, tropical Lifesavers. Yes, very good. SG fanboy, I'm sitting on the couch with my earbuds watching my computer while my husband watches TV. Well, your husband's missing out, Jenny G. Cherry flavor sounds so good. The cherry ones were great. And my grandmother would either have the 5-flavor fruit or she'd have a whole roll of those cherry ones. And there was another candy that she had that was cherry. They were wrapped in white paper. I forget what it was. It was like they were wrapped in white wax paper. They were individual. I don't think that was Lifesavers. I think they were a little more flying saucer shaped. But they were good. Sunday Genesis, I loved the Christmas packs Lifesavers made when I was a kid. Stuffing stuffers. Yeah, I got books of those for Christmas before. Aku says, I love the rum and butterscotch. I got the rum ones because no one else liked them. Yeah, it's always great when you like the thing everybody else hates, so you get all of it. Toby is relating. Jenny G says, I never got those as a stocking stuffer. I'm jealous. Mine wasn't a stocking stuffer. It was separate than that because they were pretty big. Aku says the fruit ones were good. Tropical ones weren't bad either. No, they weren't. Jenny, every year my folks would get them, says Sunday Jenny. I think it's a family tradition of some families. Tony McGroby says, Aku, the rum ones. That's right. Forgot about those. Yes. I like the butterscotch ones. But fruit flavor is my favorite most of the time anyway. Sunday Jenna, so lucky. Wasn't that special? People having. Chris Abel says, I'm sorry, Tom. It will get better, brother. People say that, but lately it hasn't been. And Chris Abels with Replayables right after this. I don't know whether they're starting at 8 or 8:30 tonight, but I'll be out of here right at the top of the hour, and I got to go to bed real early, so I won't even be able to watch Replayables because I got to get up at 3 in the morning so I can go do a bunch of dumb stuff that I don't want to do. Ronald Bateman says, non-completes are illegal now, thanks goodness. Yeah, that just happened yesterday or the day before, that non-competes are no longer allowed. So, you can leave a company, you can start your own, you can work for their competitor. That's awesome. Those actually haven't been that enforceable for a long time. I mean, the only difference now is that they're not allowed. But if you really fought it, even a little bit, you'd win. But you'd have to fight it. You'd have to spend money on a lawyer and all that stuff. Now you don't even have to do that. Randy says, chef and crew in the house. Aku says, don't feel bad about your job, Tom. Tesla just dropped 10,000 employees with no notice. Literally, workers found out when their cards didn't work. No notice, no 5K stocks, just nothing. I know. It's just I got a lot of stuff coming up, and doing this on the weekend. I mean, I haven't had a weekend since December. Not, and I want out. I want done. more than one person in the last 2 weeks has spoken to me in a fashion and treated me in a fashion that because I was trying to be a nice guy and get along there, I didn't react like I normally would. And then I decided, why am I doing that? I'm done. I'm just done. And so now I just don't care and I don't want to be there. And when I told him I just want to be done, well, we're going to hold you to the 2 weeks. You're not holding me to anything. I'm being a nice guy. You can't hold me to squat. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to talk about this. Now I'm talking about it. So enough of that. Gone. Sunday Jenna says, I only like cherry and pineapple, and my folks always bought multiple flavor packs. By the way, this is why radio's dying. There's just no concept of entertainment or engagement, and just lesser and lesser income, lesser and lesser pay for employees, lesser and lesser nice, very nice picture. Well, thank you. Well, here, let me put it back up. It sure was a train wreck. Well, what if I kick out Larry Dobbins for gig? He is. He is. That guy. Yeah, he didn't like it when I used his own, you got to be a part of the team. And then he started criticizing the person I worked with. And I'm like, hey, what happened to the team, man? You got to be a part of the team. What happened? You're criticizing part of the team. I thought you were part of the team. Didn't like that. Karen Garvey says, just finished a wintergreen lifesaver. And incidentally, Jared, we'd love to see more of the cult here. We like members of the cult. Wintergreen. There's certain times when a wintergreen is the bomb. It just freshens you up. It's wonderful. SG Fanboy says wood. I'm trying to figure out what that's in reference to, but yeah, there I am. Gully Widow. Yeah, Gully Widow. I have a bag of wintergreen, but now I wish I had a few rolls of fruit flavors, says Julian Zeezer. Jared says, Tom, ever try violets? Square violet flavored mints. I think at one time they were marketed to smokers. I just found some again. Really nice. It seems like I did, but I don't know. It's been so long. Reverend Wild Bill says, Tom, I remember some that were individually wrapped, but they were square, mixed fruit flavors. I just remember the cherry ones. And they were like round, and they were like a disc. But they were thicker in the middle, and they were wrapped. You had to like unfold them on the sides. They opened like a flower, and they weren't like super hard. They were hard, but they got kind of chewy. They were good. Brett Hollywood Show says, send Boris Yeltsin the link. He's got the link. He was producing the show last week. Reverend Wild Bill says, replayables at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So replayables will be on in about 26 minutes. Chris Abel says, thank you, Rev. Thank you, Rev. Rumpled Trenchcoat is here. He says, sure, they want 2 weeks' notice from an employee leaving, but employers were letting someone go with no notice at all, which they did this week to 3 people, 2 of which were some of my favorite people. And I'm pretty sure the reason they did was those people made more money than others. So, yeah, you get good at your job, so you get a higher salary, and you're the first to go. And another reason radio is just booming. Tell you what, it used to be such a great thing to do, and now it's just... And I'm not doing it next weekend. I just decided. Terry Nee says, in the last 90s, non-competes were crucial in Tech 90. Yeah, I'm sure they have been legitimately useful from time to time, but there's a lot of people that there's just a lot of situations where companies change their policies. Like, say a company has a policy that people that are a member of a certain religion don't have to be at work due to their religious beliefs on certain days. Well, the company changes that policy, and now that person is stuck working for that company because they can't compete. They can't go to a competitor, and that's their chosen profession. I mean, it's just gotten ridiculous. True, Rumpled. True, Rumpled. Yeah, Rumpled, here's the thing, Rumpled. We got to stick it to the man. Because the man's always trying to keep us down. Oh, sorry. I just flashed back to the 60s. And Elon is still fighting for $1 billion bonus. Yeah. That guy starts talking about technology, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if I need to hear that. Homie Don't Play That says, Luden's Cough Drops, Tom, my favorite cherry candy. They might have been Luden's Cough Drops, homie. My grandma was just a walking candy store, man. She was awesome. Brett Hollywood's show says, I think the Weather Channel is an intellectual property lawsuit against Gully's logo. Hire Popak to represent you. Why would the Weather Channel? Let's see here. The Wolf says, hey, quit throwing up on us. Wow, now you're a redhead. Looks like I worked those pecs a little too hard, doesn't it? Wolf's in the house. Now it's time to make a bad situation worse. I'll be doing that tomorrow from 7 to 9 Eastern. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I was never a huge fan of the mint-based Lifesavers, but love the heck out of all the fruit-flavored ones. Rumpled, you and I are simpatico. We are kindred spirits. Only occasionally do I like a mint one. Very rarely. There are occasions, but not very often. The fruit ones are the way to go. Kahuna is here. He says, hey, gang. Hey, Kahuna. Aku says, Cousin Ed, YSP in Philly circa 2008, said it best. Sales guys are running the stations. They think they're saving money while ignoring that they aren't making any money. Well, there used to be a show called George Michael's Sports Machine. And George Michael, not the singer, but a sportscaster out of, I think, Washington, D.C. or somewhere on the East Coast. He did this show. It was pre-ESPN or at the same time as ESPN started, and it was on Sunday nights, and he would play highlights back because nobody else was doing that. But he worked in radio for a long time. And when he got out of it, he said, I don't understand a man that says, I'd rather spend $1 to make $2 than spend $2 to make $5. I don't think I need to say anything else. Sunday Jenna says, hey, the big kahuna. Kahuna says, welcome back. People saying welcome back to Kahuna. The Wolf says, Tom, where's your rack? I don't know. People saying hi. Sorry I'm late. I know how you get. Nobody's ever late to the show. By the way, hey, Rev, Aku. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I remember a Tootsie Pop drop, which was like a lifesaver without the hole and a small dot of chocolate in the middle. Well, the Tootsie Pop drop was like a Tootsie Pop, only it was a drop. It had the candy outside and the chocolate center. I love Tootsie Pop drops. Those were great. Boris Yeltsin would love replayables. Oh, Boris Yeltsin would, man, he'd be spinning that wheel even when it, yeah, the wheel would never stop for Boris. People say hi to Toby. People say hi to Julian, Chef, and crew in a house. Hey, Randy, you and the crew making them fancy pizzas there in Union Station in Indianapolis. You guys have a good evening. Don't get in the weeds. Don't get in the weeds. Big K. People saying hi. People saying hi. Most cheerful chat room on the internet. Most cheerful chat room on the internet as verified by independent sources. People saying hi. Rumpled Trenchcoat, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Has gifted 5 Tom Gully Show memberships. If you haven't turned them on, All you got to do is right now at the crawl, look at it. And it says youtube.com/@TomGullyShow/allow_gifts. Go there, turn on your gifted memberships, and you're going to get a membership gifted to you. Diane O'Brien says, when one door closes, another opens, Tom. Diana, that is a very nice sentiment, but it seems to me lately, for me, when one groin gets kicked, the other one gets kicked right after that. Hope your day gets better, brother. It's okay, Chris Abels. Power through it. It's been a long week. I got a whole weekend of just brutal. I know I'm not, working on the railroad or something, but 8 hours of broadcasting when you start at 5 in the morning, and there's absolutely no way you can begin at 5 and do it, 2 solid hours an hour later. You have to get there at least an hour or two before that. So I'm getting up at 3 in the morning. I'm there at 3:30. I don't get off until 1, and it's just a beating. It's just a beating. We'll have storms tomorrow, so there'll be the chief meteorologist on the whole time. It's just don't want to do it. I've never worked at a place. My last job, I said, I'm out of here. And they said, well, I said, do you want 2 weeks? They said, no, thank you. We're going to pay you for 2 weeks, but you can just go right now. And I went, okay. That's what companies do now. It's like, oh, you want to leave? Well, why hang around? Reverend Wild Bill says, the wintergreen wasn't too bad. Wintergreen wasn't too bad. Brett Hollywood Show says, anybody remember the short-lived Lifesavers soda? I do not remember that. It sounds like it would be good. People saying hi. Julian Caesar says, ice cream truck just went down my street. I'm outraged and I don't know why. I feel you, Julian. I have that same sensation every single time. The Wolf says, I like ice cream pops. Lister Fiend says, I heard that Mr. Burgers was talking smack about you again. In full sentences? Look, when Mr. Burgers cannot throw up on himself, he can talk all he wants about me. I may be many things. I may be petty, immature, childish, not that smart, certainly not very good looking, but I've never vomited on myself on the air. Tell Mr. Burgers I said that. Terry Nee says frozen Charleston Chew at the pool food concession was the best. That frozen Charleston Chew that you would then crack on the ground and it would shatter into bite-sized pieces. Because if you tried to eat a Charleston Chew that was not frozen, man, that was a workout for your jaw muscles. Reverend Wild Bill says, Diane O'Brien, open that door thing doesn't work if the place only has one door and no window. Lister Fiend says, I like strawberry Charleston Chew. Frozen, of course. The strawberry was my favorite. Did they have a cherry? A lot of things that are chocolate, I don't like. I'm not crazy about chocolate. Some things, yes, but not. Some people love chocolate. I need a little fruit flavor in there. You know what I'm saying? There's a little fruit flavor in there, then I'm in. But, I mean, I'm like Hershey bars with peanuts, or Mr. Good Bar, whatever. There's some things I do like, but there's a lot of them that, no. Toby McGrovey says, actually, it could be argued that being on and entertaining thousands of people is much more exhausting than physical labor. You don't know the half of it, Toby McGrovey, because I've got all these stories. And, oh, by the way, during the week, highfalutin people don't really feel the need to leave a lot of stories for the weekend guys. So I've got to do 2 hours nonstop plus reports, 3 minutes at the bottom and the top of every hour for the rest of the day. And sometimes I get in there and there's 4 stories that last 30 seconds apiece. So guess who has to get on his high, and start writing them? And it's a beating. And during that 2 hour news wheel, I've got to be calculating the time and, I've got to hit the 8s, traffic and weather together on the 8s every single time. And it's just, don't want to do it. Done. Sven says he's late. Nobody's ever late. Mr. Burgers. Yes, good old Mr. Burgers. By the way, I have no problem with Mr. Burgers. He may not be talking smack about me. Somebody might just be saying that. Kim Warfield, the Wolf, says, oh, and the grade school gym. Well, the grade school gym. That's a legendary party. People are still talking about that party. Diana Bryant says, I'm a spiritual person, Rev, so I like to look on the bright side. Diana is a very optimistic person. She's very, very good about that. Trevor Garner's here. He says, hi, Tom. Hi, Trevor. Thanks for the $1 yesterday. Your friend Brett's a tool. I'm just saying. He just is. Diane O'Brien with a emoji of optimism, I'm assuming. Julian Zezer says, my mom liked whorehound candy. Some people thought whorehound was a folk medicine. I don't even know what to say about that. Cocoa Puffs, says the Reverend Wild Bill. Terry Nee says, entertaining is a generous word. It really is, and probably overused. Sven Knuckles says, I like Mr. Tom peanut butter bars, only honey and peanuts. Yummy. Yeah. There's a snack company called Tom's. It's Tom's Peanuts, Tom's Potato Chips. My mom, when I was a kid, I was always go, those are mine. It's got my name on it. Rumpled Trenchcoat, excuse me, says, I don't mean to toss shade at sour apple, but I always like lime better, and it seems to be replaced by sour apple in most candies. I think that sour candy thing got big in like the 2010s. Just pucker your face. Uh-oh. In mere minutes, mere seconds. Can you guys hear it yet? Hold on. Hear it? Stupid ice cream truck. 6:47. It just got done raining, thunderstorming. Red Wild Bill says, Julian Zezer, I have a bag of whorehound drops in front of me right now. The Wolf says, you don't need no stinking radio station. I don't, by God. Oh, dear Lord, they're chanting encore. Someone help. Encore for the school play. Oh, man. SG, I feel for you, brother. I feel for you. Reverend Wild Bill, they're a bit hard to find. Karen Garvey is laughing at SG. Oh, here's Brett. Hey, Brett, let me tell you something. Don't send me any more Facebook messages that go, I get it. You've confused me with Irving the Indian. I didn't confuse you with anybody, you self-absorbed jackwagon. In fact, guess what, buddy? I mentioned it last night. I don't ban many people. You're banned. I'm sick of you, okay? I'm just sick of you. You're just a self-absorbed, condescending, accomplished nothing. Do your own show, Mr. Fabulous, with your big, scary talent. Let's see. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, SG family. Wrong day, Brett. Burgers is too maniac for my taste these days, but very enjoyable to watch at arm's length. That's the way I like to watch him too. But I don't think he's probably talking smack about me. If he is, I don't know why. I haven't mentioned his name ever. SG fanboy, hang in there. It will end, God willing. Our long national nightmare is almost over. Dupa. People saying hi to each other. Dunkel Beer. People saying hi. FG fanboy, ibuprofen alert. Is that an ice cream truck coming? You bet your butt. The guy that comes by here when it's 40 degrees out selling ice cream at 9 o'clock at night, and then it's in my time zone 6:47 when he first came by here a couple seconds ago. And seriously, just very shortly ago, it was a huge thunderstorm. I'm sure all the kids are going to be running out through the mud and nobody buys anything from him either. I've never seen him stopped. Remember the Eddie Murphy ice cream man? I got some ice cream and you can have none because you're on the... Jenny is laughing. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding, says Diane O'Brien. The Wolf says the pervish ice cream man. Yes, and every time I see an ice cream truck, I think of the movie Assault on Precinct 13, where the guy and his daughter, well, the guy runs off, but his daughter gets shot by the gangsters at the ice cream truck. Reverend Wild Bill says you can get Whorehound candy at Cracker Barrel. There we go. Hi, Bill. Jared says, damn. Karen Garvey says, jackwagon. Jared says, bye-bye, Mr. Fabulous. Reverend Wild Bill says, Tom, you forgot narcissist. Yeah, and narcissist, too. Yeah. Hungus Mungus says, hi, now I'm all in. Thank you, Sven. JC says, Burgess is not talking smack. Well, he may have, but he's going manic on everyone. You're not special. Yeah, he can go manic on me. He can talk smack about me. I don't care. He's not a bad person. He's not like the guy I just banned. Reverend Wild Bill says, hey, HM. Reverend Wild Bill says, when I see an ice cream truck, I think of Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. Trevor's asking to call. Yeah, Trevor, perfect timing. There's only like 8.5 minutes left in the show. Yeah, great timing. Great timing, Trevor. Trevor, I don't dislike you. But you are such a pain. And I don't mean pain really bad, but I just mean inconvenient. You're constantly inconvenient. Julian Caesar says, I wish they could make maple syrup candies that were not so delicate and melty. Yeah, they do get melty. The Wolf says, hey, that's the movie we ruined at Ball State. Assault on Precinct 13. Well, we ruined a lot of things at Ball State, didn't we, Wolf? We ruined quite a few things. Trevor, if you call, I maybe have 3 minutes for you. Maybe. Hold on a second. I think I have to call you anyway. Are you with that gal, the bartender again? Incidentally, not crazy about you being around a bartender all the time, because that indicates to me that maybe you're at a bar. And we've been down this road before, haven't we? You know what I'm saying, Trevor? Hungus Mungus said I'm a bad person. No, you're not. You're a good person. I'd vouch for you. For crying out loud. Terry Nee says, not a good day to call, Trevor. Dan O'Brien says, Werthers are very Moorish. I like Werthers. Fancy candy. I don't even know what that means, man. I'm trying to get my phone thing open here for Mr. Inconvenient. See, even opening it up right now is a pain in the butt. And when he calls in, he's going to have nothing. He's going to ask a lot of obtuse questions. Let me see here. The Wolf says, he's pleased as punch on the outside, but very pugnacious underneath. I don't even think this Skype is going to open. It's taken a million years. Well, if it opens, it opens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't even care. I don't care about anything right now. Lori Dancer is here. Lori Dancer, one of the superstars of the Sonic Asylum radio universe. And her sister, Metal Maiden Vicky, hosts an amazing show called Metal Maiden Vicky's Metal Euphoria. And she even has her own segment called Lori's Dance of You. Lori says, I'm late and rushing in to ask if anyone has raved about butter rum. We've had butter rum does have its followers. All right, Trevor, it's open. You can call, unless I'm supposed to call you. But you asked if you could call, and my thing is open. It's open. So the wolf says, let's pretend I raved about it. You look like my mathematics teacher. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Excellent, says Lori. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Karen Garvey says, how about when you're done with the big fancy radio station, have members only show and bring on the wolf if Wolf wants to. Oh, yeah, we definitely can do that. See, I could do members only shows on the weekend. And all this may be changing. Everything about this dumb show that I do might be changing shortly anyway. Now there's 4.5 minutes left in this show, and I busted my hump getting this software open and working, and there's no Trevor call. None. Closing it. I've had it. Trevor, you're just inconvenient. You know what you are? You're that person that shows up at somebody's house just when they're about to get busy with their significant other or something. That's what you are. Let's see here. Oh boy, think carefully, Trevor. I wouldn't do it right now. Yeah, well, it's not. I took it down. Forget it. Diane O'Brien, butterscotch is another one of the faves. Haven't had them in years. I kind of like the butterscotch myself. Reverend Wild Bill says, a person in our neighborhood that sent a flyer to everyone in the neighborhood and informed them that I was a grumpy old man. Well, I don't understand why they would need to do that. They don't need a flyer for that. Laurie says, thanks for the shout outs. No big deal. Terry Nee says, Wild Bill inundates us with a plethora of pedantic verbiage. The wolf says, you look like my absorpine teacher. You mean your astronomy teacher? Reverend Wild Bill says, I went to his house and told that for him, it's Mr. Yeah, I can't say those words. Hungus Mungus says, stopwatch blue hand timer. It's getting close, isn't it? It's 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Lori Dancer says, yes, Diana, butterscotch to yum. Toby McGrovey says, I almost forgot to hit like. Oh, yeah. Hit like, subscribe, retweet, all of those things. Do all of those things. Especially if you're on YouTube here, hit that like button, please. It helps us with the almighty algorithm. And I'd like to thank the people that donated tonight. SG Fanboy, Terry Nee, Jenny G, Rumpled Trenchcoat, and, man, Chris Abels, who's just way too generous to our little show here. So what did we learn tonight? Well, we learned that I don't look good as a woman with red hair. That's regardless of how good the AI is. I think that's the most thing that we learned. We learned that Trevor's just inconvenient. It's just inconvenient. The wolf says, I like butter and scotch. Separated. Diana Bryant says, I want candy now. I want candy. Candy on the beach, there's nothing sweeter. Better. I like candy when it's lapped in a sweater. Bum, 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 bum. I want candy. Bum, 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 bum. I want candy. You guys missed it before the show started because I was singing Little Miss, can't be wrong. Ain't nobody gonna bow down when you bang your gong. Little Miss, can't be wrong. I did the whole Spin Doctors thing right here. Rev, we learned that SG is gonna have a headache. Oh yeah, we definitely learned that. MILF Tom. Yes, Sungus, that's MILF me. There's MILF me right there. Redhead, yes. A ginger. Hey, we're going to be back here Monday with more exciting, just great stuff. I get a busy signal. You know why that is? Because I closed the software. You know why I closed the software? Because it took you too damn long. You're inconvenient. You're just a pain. Do we need a wellness check on SG Fanboy? I don't think so. I will send you $2. Just keep your $2. Yes, Jenny. All right. You guys got to go get to Replayables. I got to get out of here. and cheer the hell up. And I have that set up there. Hey, I hope you have a better weekend than I'm going to have. You guys are the best. Yeah, you just make the show so fun. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys. So with all that being said, till next time, we'll see you next time.
I don't wanna talk about that, 'cause I got the love and a beautiful woman. There's nothing's gonna take her place. She make me feel just like a natural born winner when I'm not even in the race. That's why they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Never had a whole lot of money. I was never good at games and chance. When I'm playing cards with my buddies, well, the money flies right out of my